significant challenge. Q7 recently, the new legislation known as the Equal Pay Standard came into effect in Iceland after being passed a year ago. Should similar legislation be passed by India? Discuss. 250 words live earmarked what is equal pay standard. In order to address the gender pay gap, Iceland passed this law. The new law requires companies and government agencies to prove they are paying men and women equally, positioning the country at the forefront of global efforts to minimize gender inequality. It says that companies with 25 full-time employees or more must analyze their salary structures every 3 years to ensure that men and women are being paid the same amount for doing the same jobs. Then they must report back to the government for certification or face penalties that include fines. While Iceland has had equal pay laws in place since 1961, the new standard is seen as the first time that the small and prosperous nation of about 340,000 has put in place specific steps to try to force companies to eliminate pay gaps. Yes, it should be applied to India too. India ranks 108 in the Global Gender Gap Report 2017. By bringing the law in India, it would make the companies to pay women equally as men. Women will be more financially independent and involved in decision-making in the organizations. Slow changes in the workplace will lead changes in the social structure, as well as economic empowerment will lead to social empowerment as well. www.insightsinIndia.com 37 www.insightsis.com. Note, very few women work in India, with the proportion of working women being lower in urban India than in rural India. According to a recent report published by job portal Monster India in collaboration with the IIM, the mean gender wage gap stands at around 27% in India. The ambiguity and regulatory burden mean that the legislation is likely to be ineffective at best. The companies might not be ready to hire women employees to avoid fines. The literacy rate in India towards women is still very less. There are rising instances of crime against women in the society despite economic independence of women, showing the fractures in the societal attitudes. So law alone will not help. The deeply rooted stereotypes that favor men and women for certain jobs and professions are the fundamental problem. Same patriarchal attitude sustains the expectation that women will bear the primary household and parenthood burden even when employed outside the house. The labor market is beset with different kinds of discrimination along lines of gender, caste, and ethnicity. Greater market competition will lead to lower discrimination. If the market is competitive, the costs of engaging in discriminatory practices are much higher. Way ahead, greater formalization of the workforce is needed to create better job opportunities for women. Streamlining labor laws mandating parental leave rather than only maternal leave will help as well, allowing women to reintegrate into the workforce after childbearing while making it possible for men to take on the responsibility of parenthood as well.